Hey everyone, before we get started, here's a quick background on Lilac. Lilac is a band based out of Raleigh, North Carolina that incorporates a male rapper and a female singer and fuses rock, hip hop, and alternative into a fluid and fiery hybrid of styles that is unpredictable as well as undeniable. Lilac have developed an insanely energetic show reputation, touring and sharing stages with other acts such as New Year's Day, POD, From Ashes to New, Fire from the Gods, and more. Their upcoming single XXX was recorded at Howard Benson's West Valley Studios. Lilac also just finished writing and recording new music and plans to release this new music soon, in 2025.
The blood is getting hotter, I'm a mess. Push me a little farther, stop my breath. A dirty little harlot. Wanna be lost, feed off me. Until there's nothing left. Bow to me. Shackled to the silhouette. I know your secrets. Taste my kiss, taste my kiss.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Okay, how are you doing?
Good, how are you guys doing today?
Doing well. Thank you for having us.
Yeah. It's Thursday, but almost there.
Yeah.
We got like 4 days left for the tour.
Yeah, how's it going?
Oh my God, it's been amazing.
Yeah, it's been awesome. We just hit an old spot of ours, the intersection in Michigan, last night, and it was a blast. We had a lot of people from the last time we were out here with Pop Evil, actually, who showed up and just filled out the crowd really nicely and brought a lot of energy. So it was a great show, and it's been a fun tour so far.
Yeah. And what's cool is that so with what he was mentioning, so our first two tours ever were on the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
And then our last tour with Pop Evil was on the East Coast and Midwest area. So it's exciting getting to see, like, now that we're also doing another East Coast and Midwest area, all those people coming back. Like, there's one person like that came to 5 different Pop Evil shows.
Wow.
Yeah, they just loved us so much that they just started like going to all of our shows. And now they're actually coming to these shows here with Taylor's Confession. So it's pretty cool making those kind of fans.
Do you have any, aside from the person who came to all those shows, any other memorable fan moments from this past year?
Yeah, I mean, I think the cool thing about so our live show is just so energetic. Like, we feed off each other and we push each other and like we interact and we're
Bring out all the domestic violence.
Yeah. We're constantly headbanging and we're like feeding off of each other's energy. But then also, like, our band members are constantly moving. Like, Cam is lifting keyboards above his head. We're climbing light towers and there's wireless keyboards on the top of the light towers. So we're headbanging on top of light towers. So it's just, we have a lot of energy in our show. And so I think that, like, having fans see us, like, even people who have never heard of us before come to us after the show and they're just like, holy shit, like, I've never heard of you guys before, but I'm a freaking fan. This is amazing, And so, like, I had a lot of that this time around, which I'm really happy
And we
about.
also had a lot of fans come up and be like, here's our picture from a year ago, 2 years ago. Like, and so that's been really cool to just kind of like get those refreshers and like feel that out, that like they're coming back for us every time and they want the next year's picture. So it's been really cool.
That is really cool. Did you guys recreate any of those pictures?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think I was even wearing the same jacket in a couple of them, which fashion faux pas on my part. Apparently I need new jacket, but no, it felt really cool.
That's really special.
Yeah, so like our band had a music video shoot right before this tour. And so we were shooting the music video for Starless, which will be coming out sometime next year. This particular tour, we just released a song called XXX, okay? And we only released it with a lyric video, but it's like a lot of people are loving it. They're feeding off that
already have
energy.
people singing along to all the words in the
Super
crowd.
excited.
So that, because we released it, like 2 days, but maybe 1 day into the tour, actually. 1 day into the tour. So to have people like catching us on the rope, singing along the lyrics already, really like getting into the energy of the song and like head banging along with us. Like it's really cool to just see like how we're already connecting with fans before we even get into these towns. So.
Yeah, right. So like with that said, we've been on the road for like a month already, you know? So like this is coming to a close right before Christmas, like where we've been on the road for like a little over a month. And so like every single day, just like working our day jobs and then doing the shows at night, working our day jobs, doing the shows at night, like every single day. And it's just been a grind, you know?
I bet.
So we released XXX. Everybody's fucking loving it. They're loving the chants. And then we also recorded, I don't know if you know Jensen Owen, who's done the recent music videos with Falling in Reverse, like Ronald. He's done a lot of the new music videos for In This Moment and Ice Nine Kills. So Jensen Owen did our music video shoot for Barely Human that we're going to be releasing at the end of January or like February. Yes. Yeah. So like we just announced a Europe tour. So February and March, we're going to be in Europe, and there's like 8 or something,
10 countries.
10 countries,
10
but
countries.
like 8 different cities are already sold out already. Like, and these aren't just like little pubs. Like these are like O2 in London. It's 2,200 people already sold out. Like, so just like massive amounts of people. And so we're gonna like release Barely Human, that giant Jensen Owen like crazy visual effects video with this Europe tour, and it's just so
If
exciting.
you can't tell, we're excited about it.
I'm getting excited just thinking about it for you guys.
Yeah. So we'll be on the road for a whole month. We'll go like we'll have our
More than a
Christmas.
month.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, sorry, I meant in February.
Yeah. We've been on the road for I guess more than a month, right?
Yeah.
And then we'll go home. We'll do Christmas for a little bit, and then we'll take photos. We got some music video shoots that we gotta do in January, and then boom, baby, time to release Barely Human with this giant, massive Europe tour in February and March. It's gonna be insane for us.
It's so exciting.
Yeah.
We're very excited.
What's your favorite part about being on the road?
I think that like every time that we've toured together, we've gotten better as a group at having a lot of people in a little bitty living space, right?
It's important.
Right. So like Cam, who is our like mad scientist of instrumentalist, he creates all of our instrumentals, before we start writing like our lyrics and our vocal melodies and stuff on top of it. And so like Cam, he's just brain of music, okay? He likes to make these crow's nests everywhere. Like his bed is a crow's nest, but then he'll take the passenger seat and just like make like it's just full of cables and chaos, the whole thing of it. And so like now things are very clean and proper, and it's just like it's a different tour bus situation. I like
Which
it.
we have Stella, our amazing merch person. Stella, our stellar merch person, the way I'm putting it to everyone. And she's been amazing to have on this tour as well. And I think for me as well, like Elisa's saying, learning to live with a group of people that you're having such energetic, emotional impact on stage, right? Like we're sharing our like innermost people in these lyrics, and Cam, we're each like just giving it all every single night on these stages. And so learning how we continue to connect with each other, how we can, sometimes come back a little bit disconnected, but quickly start like getting back into the energy of each other and what it is to be on tour and share a stage and connect with the crowds again, right? Like I think learning that every time for me is just a whole new process of like opening myself up to a group of people that have become my family on this bus, and the crowds that are just like being a part of our growing family as this band, right?
Yeah. But is it hard to navigate with so many different voices?
Yes. No.
So I think I feel like all of us have our own quirks, and everybody, I mean, there's a lot of personalities on the bus, of course, but I feel like the good thing about our group, in my opinion, is that there's a lot of mutual respect amongst us, which there's a lot of bands that I think are, like you got some egos there that, are wanting to butt heads all the time and scream at each other. But I feel like our band, we always kind of come together whenever there's an issue, or like for one of the days, oh my God, we were driving on the highway full speed, and like one of the trailer hitch pins came out. Our driver was so we're sleeping. Our driver drives every night while we're sleeping in our bunk beds in the back, right?
Yeah.
So we're sleeping and he's driving us to the next city. And then we wake up, we shower and we get ready for our day, right? Well, the driver stopped immediately, was able to like make sure that we didn't lose our trailer. I mean, it
Mhm.
came off,
Oh,
the trailer
whoa.
was off, but like the cables that connect the tail lights and stuff like that weren't ripped. Thank God we were able to reconnect it, temporarily get us to a place to get us a new pin that locks in. But yeah, like everybody is just very like, I guess, solution oriented, and we kind of like, so far we can kind of calmly talk to each other and like, try to find solutions together instead of it just being like brace for impact, who can yell the loudest. I feel like our group, we work really good together, I think.
Yeah, I think solution oriented is a great way of putting it. And just the fact that we all kind of came together with a common goal in mind of just putting on the best performance we can, putting on the best music we can. And I think we do a great job, like Elisa's saying, of pushing egos aside and continuously recognizing that any action, anything we say, any kind of maybe disagreements we may even have are ultimately because we're all just trying to do the best we can with what we
Mhm.
have, create the best thing that we can possibly with
Yeah.
everything we're doing. So, and we all do a great job of keeping that in mind and keeping ourselves in check of like, okay, maybe I don't have the best idea in this particular instance. Let me hear you out for
Mhm.
5 minutes. You get 5 minutes, but after that, we're going back.
I think it's a lot easier said than done to put your own ideas aside.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And especially with a group of 5 people who are very passionate.
Yeah, I don't know. We're all very, very excited about these upcoming releases. And I think that, so last year we took a lot of time to really prep like all this unreleased stuff.
Mhm.
Okay. Like we didn't release a lot last year. Oh, sorry, this year. This year. We didn't release a lot this year. We just released XXX. And we were kind of like, everybody was like, where the hell is Lilac all year? Because we were
Right.
just getting all this material ready. We had recorded with building. We went with it back in the studio with Kane Churko, who's recorded hits for like Five Finger Death Punch, In This Moment, Bad Omens, just so many amazing bands. And we wrote with him with I guess a different idea in mind,
Mhm.
because in the past when we've written, we had this like box of like what we wanted to kind of be, or what we thought we wanted to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I think now that we're finding our voices and we're finding our own individuality and how that can like still shine. With Kane, he was like, you guys are like almost like the metal version of the Black Eyed Peas. Let's roll with that. Like, I don't want to put you in a box.
Mhm.
Let's shine in your own ways. And so like Oscar, for example, he writes really like modern style raps, okay? And he can talk on this, but like in the past, I think a lot of producers have always like thought in their head, what kind of rap do they hear in rock
Mhm.
music? And so they might be like, I need you to sound more like Rage Against the Machine, or I need you to sound more like Limp Bizkit. I need you to sound more like Mike Shinoda, because that is what we know when
Right.
it comes to rappers in the rock field. Whereas, like, we don't have to be derivative. We don't have to sound like those people. We can sound like us, you know? And so Kane was just like, no, Oscar, write your raps as modern as you want, bro. I'll just add more guitars and we'll make it a we'll make it a rock song, you know? And it was sick because, like, Oscar got to really just be himself and feel like himself and not feel like constrained and confined in this cage. And then with me, I feel like a lot of rock female singers, like some of them are either in like this opera, gothic, epic kind
Mhm.
of sounding, okay, way, or they don't really get to stretch their vocals dynamics as much because they need to stay in this rasp, in
Yeah.
this known area, this known box, right? This angst, right? But me, I really love vocal dynamics, and I loved Chris Cornell growing up. I loved how he can go from soft to loud, from really low ranges
Mhm.
to extremely high ranges. I love singers like that. Even Etta James and other people that aren't in the rock vein, just people who have those vocal dynamics are amazing, that I used to look up to.
Yeah.
And so Kane was like, okay, I'm gonna stop the instrumental, and Elise, I want you to do some crazy Christina Aguilera shit right here. And I did. And it's one of our like best live songs. Like, you know, all of our fans like love that song. They sing along to it and they all like they get like what just happened after that song Dangerous. So I'm really, really excited to release this new music that we created with Kane, just because it's like it's us. And it's embracing ourselves. We didn't allow anybody to change us and adapt us, you know, and we were just trying that vein. And I think we're gonna just even push that even further going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know how much to add
I'm
to
sorry.
that. No,
I was so
but
passionate.
yeah, it's just so excited. But no, if I were to add anything, it would just be that what I really appreciated from Kane as well is that he wasn't a yes man for us. And I think getting in the studio with a lot of producers, that can be a dangerous thing of someone just kind of blowing smoke up your butt a little bit and telling you that everything you write is the most perfect, like beautiful thing that's ever been done. You know, it's dangerous to kind of like just letting yourself fall into thinking that everything you write is the best thing, right? And so I think Kane did a great job of pushing back on us and saying, I see what you're doing, like I like what you're doing. Let's go a little further down the road before we say that this idea is completely fleshed out. He did a great job of just giving us the space to explore, giving us the time and his energy and just going back and forth. And I think that's something we had kind of done in our own studio, like at home when we first started writing songs together, and then kind of fallen out of, but Kane really let us kind of fight with each other a little bit. And sometimes you need a little bit of that fire in the studio, a little bit of like fighting for what you want to hear, you know, to really bring out what is best for the song. And I think we were really able to do that with the songs we're going to be releasing with Kane.
Can you say anything about the new music?
Yeah.
And she.
Yeah. So like, okay, so we just released XXX. That was not a Kane record. That was with Mike Plotnikoff. The Howard Benson studio, West Valley Studios, they've recorded like Bon Jovi and Hailstorm and Flyleaf and Seether and so many people that amazing. 3 Days Grace. Everybody goes through Howard Benson's crew and they're amazing. And so anyway, XXX was with them. The Kane Churchill music we start releasing with this Barely Human music video. That's going to be right out the gate. We're going to release Barely Human, and Oscar is like half human, half robot.
Ooh.
And we've already been kind of like giving a little bit of that like lore that we're starting to create. Because like, so we wrote this song about like at the end of the world, what if we found that there might have been some kind of virus that spread throughout the world that infected humans? Okay, so it's a computer virus, but most of the humans died, and some of the humans that remain, I guess their genetic code interacted with machine code better. Okay, and so maybe in this new post-apocalyptic world, you know, where like, you know, they are able to interact with machine parts better, they're fighting because some people are just like, okay, well then let's go full robot. Like, why keep our empathy, right? Why stay humans? Let's just go full AI, guys. And then other people that are like, no, we need to be humans. We need to fight for our empathy and our feelings and our emotions. We gotta, you know, fight for a life that might keep with to our humanity, right? And so you have these two forces that are constantly fighting each other. So as you lose an arm, you got to replace it with a robotic arm. If you lose an eye, you got to replace it with a robotic eye. And so what does that world look like? And so Jensen, no one really helped us like put that vision into a music video. And it's sick.
Yeah.
Like I get to go against Oscar. Like, who's gonna win? Who's gonna win?
And I think really, you know, musically and artistically in the song and the video, we're really just embracing kind of, you know, this new age that culturally we're moving into, where we're just involving AI and technology in our personal lives in ways that, like, was only written about decades ago. You know what I mean? So now we're really living in the like Ready Player One Matrix future of like being plugged into a system and like having it like be an essential part of who we are as people, how we interact with life, how we interact with each other. And I think this next phase of Lilac is really going to be embracing a lot of those ideas of how we do interact with technology as people, how it has influenced our lives, how are we completely surrounded and living by a technology world which we can't escape. And so how to just interact with that world in the best way we can. And I think with the way it's going to come out and all the ideas we have for all the videos, like, I mean, you can see I can't get a smile off my face. Like, I'm so excited for just this new wave of what we're doing as Lilac as a project, and how we're coming out straight fist swinging in 2025. Like, it's going to be something different that I think our fans are really going to like.
And we're incorporating a lot of that AI and technology into our live set too. So you'll actually see, like, before we even get on stage, there's like this glitchy AI girl that comes on the TV, and she like takes over the TVs, you know, like on our stage, and she starts talking about how like we're losing our humanity and we're all connected. So prepare for connection and prepare for violence. And then we start our song Barely Human, and then everybody's just like, what is happening? Like, it's Lilac, you know? So we're really just gonna smack the people, you know, people in the face with this new wave of sound.
Yeah.
So interesting. I'm so excited to hear them all now.
Well, awesome. That's what we're trying to do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. And I think it also talks about, you know, AI. As you were saying, it's so prevalent today. It's really crazy how, you know, just a couple of years ago, it wasn't even something we were thinking about that much. We were thinking about it, as you were saying, in like this post-apocalyptic world view. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so interesting. I love that you guys are incorporating it into your live set as well.
Yeah, it's been really fun to learn about as well. I think we're all like pretty tech minded. Like Elise was saying, we all kind of work day jobs in some form or another, revolving around tech, if nothing else, than just the fact that we all work remotely from laptops throughout the day. So we have basically 2 full-time jobs we're doing constantly on the road. So for me, what I've been doing is learning a lot about AI and learning how to create art with AI, how to, you know, just manipulate things to get kind of the visual aspects of what we're trying to represent with our music as well. And it's put us in a very unique situation where a lot of people, there's a bit of tension, right, with AI and art and self-expression as well. And I think a lot of what we're trying to show as well is that some of this stuff is kind of unavoidable. It's the future, you know what I mean? It's what's happening now. And so instead of fighting against it, we're trying to embrace it more and learn how we can adapt with it and grow with it. And I think it looks really cool. Right? It does really cool stuff.
Well, a lot of us on the as Oscar mentioned, like, so I'm a computer hacker. Like, my day job is I run an entire team of adversarial hackers for my day job. You know, so like I'm embracing technology, and Cam is a Java developer, and like, you know, and with Oscar, like, learning so much. So Oscar runs social media, like entire project for social media, like trends and things like that. And so like there's a lot of AI models that are learning about trends and trying to predict future trends, so that's helpful. But then also, like, even from an art perspective, there's like so many amazing tools that are like of generative AI tools that are helping you create like videos that just like short, you know, snippets of an idea, because you have this creative mind. Like, he writes really creative lyrics, and like he just has this world painted in his head. How can he do that into a medium so that the fans can see that too, you know? And so I think like showing him tools like that, he's like taken them and like made them way bigger than I've ever even like I was like, hey, I made this one really cool video using this like AI. You should check it out. He took it and he made like videos that were like way cooler than I ever made. So like I'm just saying. So like I think it's been really cool as a team to just like embrace it and like let's just go full into it.
How do you balance your day job's well-being on tour?
Well, I mean, we actually haven't needed to take PTO. It's been kind of nice because our driver drives at night, you know, so we're sleeping, you know, we're sleeping in the back. He, you know, when we wake up, we always go to, we're all members of a gym. And so we'll be able to shower and, you know, get ready for the day.
That's
and
nice.
And then we work either, you know, around the area while we're waiting for sound check, or we work in the bus, you know. But all of us work our regular day jobs, and then it's time for sound check after our day jobs are done, you know. So we do our sound check and then we do the show, and the show is always, you if we're starting at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock PM or whatever, it's, it's already after our day jobs have finished.
Mhm.
So I think we're in this post-COVID age. I feel like bands are very fortunate to have remote jobs now, because I know hearing like horror stories back in the day where like bands were either forced to work like these temporary bar jobs or whatever they can do to try
Yeah.
to scrape up enough money that they can bring on tour with them, right? And then on tour they had to just do the shows and like, try to make this little bitty pot of money, feed them, give them sandwiches for a week, or however long they need to go. And so I think that now we can work full remote day jobs and get our job done and not even need to take time off. So it's we're very fortunate.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We're just very fortunate to even have that opportunity for us, and I think we've all made very big strides to try and figure out how to do that because we
Mhm.
want it's going to happen. We want it to be able to tour full time. I mean, we've been on the road 4, 5, 6 weeks at a time. And for a lot of things, that's just not possible with like
Yeah.
traditional like in-person jobs. So we've really made the effort to either figure out how to work remotely or go into whole new career fields
True.
to really make it happen. I mean, I was not in any kind of remote field before this, and I got into figuring out how I could get into a remote career field, and that's led me down a few different paths of what I want to do ultimately in my life, which is also another cool thing about being in this project. Just
Mhm.
even not for music, just different career paths I've gotten to explore because of necessity,
Yeah.
to try and make this dream happen.
Which I think puts us in an interesting position, in my opinion, when it comes to like record labels and everything
Her
like
opinion.
that.
Her opinion.
In my opinion, because like, back in the day, if you have all these broke musicians and then you have these labels that are saying that they're going to pay for everything and
Mhm.
make happen, then but they're going to take all your masters, right? They're going to take 90% of everything, and then you get, the band gets 10%, or they sign these 360 deals and stuff like that. You hear a lot of horror stories where the bands weren't even able to make a bologna sandwich
Mhm.
on tour, and they're just like, not eating for days, but they're making their dreams happen, which is amazing. That's amazing stories to hear that they survived that and
Yeah.
they grind. But I think we're in an interesting age now where if we can work, if
Mhm.
we have the ability to be able to try to do this independently. You see so many artists that are going independent now
Yeah.
and trying to see how maybe they can keep a larger percentage of their masters and stuff. And so I don't know, it's been interesting to see us, like, how far we've gotten on our own. We've done all this on our own, and I'm really, really proud of my team. I'm really, really proud of every band member, because every band member just works so hard. It's been great.
Yeah, I think it's also just like a big social shift as well. People are more aware, like the general public is more aware that artists don't actually always own what they make.
Yeah. And like Elisa's saying, it's really pushed our perspective as to how, I mean, socially we view labels, right? And
Hmm.
as artists view labels. So like, it's no longer like, oh, I need you to be able to do anything. It's like, oh, well, we can release music, we can find a producer, we can find our studio, like
Yeah.
we have our own studio, we can find our own videos, we have our own bus, you know what I mean? So like, what are you really bringing to the table that is going to augment what we're doing versus just be in line with what we're doing? I mean, we're trying to push forward, not stay where we are.
Hmm.
So we really are very careful about who we choose to partner with.
Yeah, so instead of us like thinking of it like a hierarchy, let's have this higher power come in and save us. Like, it's more like I want to find a friend. Like, I want to
Hmm.
find work mutually with us, and they either make us better, where we work together collaboratively, where we're mutually having a benefit for each other, right?
Yeah.
And that's a very different dynamic than what it used to be.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's just better for just the music that's being created in general because people are able to just explore whatever they want.
Agreed.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yep.
Especially being in a style and a genre that we write in, which is a little bit against the grain from what you may have heard in rock or metal,
Hmm.
and stuff like that. And the way we approach it, it's like we have a real opportunity to really explore what we want to do and like not get swayed one way or another because we owe, anyone anything. We're
Yeah.
just we get to do what we want. We get to have do the fun part and keep the fun part of making music because that's why we got into it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. If Oscar wants to explore extremely modern rap that's not normal for rock radio stations, and Kane wants to throw a guitar track over it and make it sound rock, we can do that.
Mhm.
You know, it's cool.
Yeah, I think it's such an interesting social shift. I'm just excited to see what it brings for both you guys and, other bands in the future.
yeah. And I think that's something we've talked about as well as we watch our project grow, is like, how can we be that example or those leaders in the field for other bands coming up behind us, right? Like, how can we show them, like, you don't have to like wait for a label to come around, do this. How can we put the power back in the hands of the artist and show you that, like, you just got to look at it a different way. You got to have a different perspective as to how you approach what you want to do, how you're trying to do it. There's so many avenues to self-fund or
Mhm.
funding through angel investors and things like that, where you know how to talk to people in a different way. You can make different things happen. If you want
Yeah.
to fund yourself, like, you're no longer tied to the desk anymore and then playing on the weekends, like, figure out how to get it on the computer and like take that on the road with you so you can not sleep very much, but you can make it happen,
Well,
you know?
true. And there's also like in this new digital age, like you have people that are just like they'll randomly order a cheeseburger with extra pickles on TikTok, okay? And it'll get like what we got 16 million views or something on TikTok from that just me ordering a cheeseburger in a Jack in the Box drive-through and people screaming about like this is dangerous. You shouldn't be walking in the drive-through. And then other people are like, wait, it was after their show. They're hungry. Let them eat. And you just go viral overnight, like over these like ridiculous TikToks, and so like you have people, so many people that are just able to become influencers from their living room if
Mhm.
they're willing to make that content and things like that. And so like you can't really like guess this game anymore, like
Yeah.
the times have turned, like
Yeah.
you can totally do whatever you want to be. I feel like the only limits we have are the limits we put on ourselves.
Mhm.
So if you want to go viral, like you get that camera and you do it. Don't tell yourself, well, I don't know if people will like me or whatever. Well, you're gonna lose, you're gonna miss every shot you don't take.
Yeah.
And I think we've really, really learned that as a band. Like, let's send that email. Let's try it. If it doesn't work, then we try something
Yeah.
else, Yeah.
You never know until you try.
Yeah. Yeah.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so going off of, kind of trying to be inspiring for younger bands, what advice would you give to them when they're just starting their careers?
In my opinion, one thing they should have is I mean, obviously I think that they should make their music that they like, okay?
Mhm.
I don't think that they need to automatically assume let's go to the smallest tier producers possible because we're it's our first EP. Like we have to, if you love your music and you think that this is a rad EP, why do you need to think that I need to go to a baby producer when you can make it even better? Like if
Mhm.
you're okay and you're working, you have the money or whatever, you guys are willing to put in work to come up with a collaborative amount of sum of money to go to an extra producer that can make that song great and help you find the connections, because it's all about connections.
Yeah.
Help you find like a press contact or a radio promo rep or somebody like that. So I mean, it's okay if it's your first EP. You can push that first EP to be like, wow, these people touched it and we worked with these people and we made something awesome. And then like we made like our Perfect Drug EP was our first EP that we've ever written as a band.
Mhm.
Worked with Howard Benson's team, like
Yeah.
Mike Plotnikoff, Joe Ricard, Nielsen, some of the biggest engineers like in all of rock music touched our first EP. Like No Limits, baby, let's go. And then like we worked with Scott Hansen, who's done music videos for like A Day to Remember and like Tetra, like what I mean, I don't know, so many
So many
bands.
years. Yeah.
Yeah, Butcher Babies, lots of people. But anyway, so like he's done music videos for so many people, and he did our music videos right out the gate for Perfect Drug and stuff, and Undertow, and It's Nothing. And so like I don't know, we just like pushed really hard for even our first EP. Like why start so little? Like go
Yeah.
think big and act big. Like you can make big actions and make big connections very quickly. Like don't limit yourself. Is there anything you would add as advice?
No, I mean, I think that's great. And even just not financially, it's all about investing in yourself emotionally and just in every way you can, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? For a lot of bands, everybody can be pushed into being hesitant about what they want to do because, oh, like music's really hard to like break big into. Make sure you have your backup plan. And I can't tell you how many times I've heard from family or friends, like, make sure you have a backup plan, or, which I think, especially with like the day jobs we have, I wouldn't call them backup plans. I would just say they're tools that we have in our toolbox
Yeah.
to make the dream that we have come true, right? And if you learn new things along the way, that's great. Just do what you're interested in. But I think ultimately investing into yourself with time, energy, really giving it that strength into your own project that you want to have, that passion for it. If you put it in there, other people will see it. If you're timid about it, other people will see it, and they're going to be timid about you, And so you really just have to give it everything you have, even if it's not financially, if it's passion, if it's playing an open mic every single night it's available in your town, like to show everybody that I'm here, do it. And I think when people see that you have that passion in your work, they're going to be passionate about you.
Yeah.
And that's going to push you forward.
I think also that's true. I think also as a band, we were really weird when we got started. Like when it came to like different wise, when we set up our project, like we literally we were like, what is everyone? We're gonna go around the room and we're gonna ask everybody what their goal is. Because if we don't have a aligned end point, how are we to make the incremental goals meet the same place, because you might, when you get a whole group of people together and one guy, he wants to tour the world and like sing in giant stadiums, and you got one guy that just like only wants to smoke weed all day and just play with his friends in a garage and never ever play on stage, but how are they gonna actually steer the ship correctly, and how are they going to have solution oriented, like just solutions for issues that they come across and things like that? You need to have people that align on a certain vision in order to be able to set goals that all of you are aligned with, and in order for you guys to all, I guess, keep that in mind when you're fixing things along the way.
Work with intention.
Working with intention.
Was it scary when you guys all sat down and kind of shared what your long-term goals were?
I don't think so. I think it was like good.
A little bit for me. I think what I love about Elise is that she's just so confident about everything she does and the way she pushes us. Like, she's been an incredible leader through this project, and like making sure we have a clear head into where we're going and always directed in a single path. And it does really well about uniting us. For me, I think even coming into this project still, like I said, you have to be fully passionate about it. But if you've never done that before, it's really hard to kind of open up to, I mean, at the time we were still a group of new friends, you know what I mean? We hadn't been working together for the longest time, or we had just met. I mean, I met Elise on Craigslist, and then we started writing music together. It's not like we've been friends for a long time. We're great friends now, right? But it starts somewhere. And I think opening up emotionally about what do you legitimately want when you take off all the masks and all the like barriers that you shouldn't say because, oh, someone's going to think it's dumb, or so, how can I tell someone I want to play a stadium? They're not going to take that real, but like at least did a great job of being like, no, like, let's be real. What do you want? If that's what you want, we'll figure out how to get there. I didn't know what you want. So while it was scary, I think it was also exciting to be in a room full of people where you could finally be like, no, like, hell yeah, I want to play a fucking stadium. Like, hell yeah, I want to play Madison Square Garden. Like, I don't know how we're going to get there. We'll figure out the steps. There's a lot of baby steps you got to take to get there. But it doesn't feel unrealistic, to like be surrounded by a group of people who are all like-minded and say, okay, that's our goal. That's our goal. And we're going to figure it out. Yeah,
and you got to have that goal in order to create the baby steps to get there.
Exactly. Like, and look at us now. We're just sold out like 2,200 people in London, baby. Let's go. We sold out Brussels, Belgium. I mean, so many places.
Which are dream milestones in their own steps. You know what I mean? Like, this feels incredible. So it feels like we're on the right path.
What are you most looking forward to on this new tour?
I want to learn how artist visas work. I don't know what.
That's the most boring thing to be excited about.
It's an interesting thing, though. You
Yeah,
have to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm excited to learn all of the random blockers that are gonna come my way. Like, all right, yes, we
The
have.
puzzles.
I've already locked in us on Europe tour. We got it. We've posted it. We've told everybody. We've sold out, venues. Now I got to figure out the logistics of, okay, so how is my merch gonna get over there? Because people are gonna want to, like, there's gonna be 2,200 people in one show. How am I gonna I can't have one merch girl,
Mhm.
all these people, thousands of people shouting at her, large, extra large panties, like, I can't have that. So
Yeah.
I need to think of, like, all of the nooks and crannies of how many people we're gonna have to bring to Europe with us. I don't know. I'm stoked about the little like intricate things that
I
are
love
gonna.
that that's what you're most excited about.
That's me. That's
That
me.
that would be me
What about
too.
you guys?
No, I'm excited about the thousands of people we're gonna be like that are gonna be screaming with us,
Thank you for that too.
Yeah, that's cool, I
Yeah.
guess. But yeah, I'm just excited to like Elise was saying earlier, we're very active on stage. And one thing I love to do is like run around stage and throw all the energy out there. And like, so I think having the opportunity to hit those stages and just really like let it all out there and just kind of explode on stage is what I'm excited for.
Yeah, I cannot wait. Like, I think one of my dreams, I've always wanted to sing for people, and I've always loved singing for myself. Even I've loved writing lyrics for myself for my sanity's sake. But
Mhm.
every time I closed my eyes imagining my dream, it was always in front of thousands of people. And like, we've played in front of hundreds of people, but I've never had that vision come to life. And so this is going to be a dream for me.
So I'm so excited for you guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, we're very excited.
Yeah, I'm so glad that everybody's loving the new music. I can't wait to release all of the unreleased stuff. And we have so much in our arsenal now that we've just like been building and building, so we can start just like really, really releasing and going back to the studio, recording even more. I'm really excited.
Yeah, it sounds like 2025 is going to be a huge year for you guys.
100%.
So before I ask the last question, was there anything else that you wanted to mention or talk about today?
Check us out on all of our social media websites. Go to Instagram, Facebook, type in LYLVC. Some of our social media is Lilac Band, but most of them it's just LYLVC, TikTok, YouTube, everywhere. Please subscribe and follow us on Spotify and everywhere. Go to lilac.com for our website. Check out our events. Come see us live, because we're gonna like be very, very energetic, and you don't want to miss our live show. Anything else?
No, that sounds perfect.
Awesome. So the last question is, what is the soundtrack of your life?
Ooh. Were you singing it last night?
What are you talking about?
Oh, the Disney.
Oh,
So I have to, for me, I think I was talking about it. It might be the Shrek soundtrack.
Mhm. Wait,
'Cause
which Shrek?
Shrek one. No,
Okay.
I got the first Shrek.
Mhm.
I just, it is my Christmas movie, and I love Shrek so much. I know every word verbatim, and like the energy and passion that was put into the Shrek movie. It's beautiful.
It's a
beautiful.
great soundtrack.
Yeah, I have to say
I
it's
thought
great.
you were just like randomly like
It literally starts off with Smash Mouth All Star. I mean, come on, like
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you should hear him impersonate the gingerbread man. I mean, it was pretty good.
I have a very good. I won't do it here because I'll have to do the whole script if I start. But you can't just
Okay.
no, you can't do it.
I didn't expect that to be the soundtrack of your life.
Hey,
Okay.
apparently it is. I don't know. I was just
Nice.
feeling it today.
I like
Had to
it. I like it.
be.
I don't know. Like, I mean, there's albums that I think maybe it's a different question. Like, if it was an album that you like will literally never press skip on,
Mhm.
But I think if it's like regarding my life, I mean, yeah, maybe like maybe you're right. Like when I was growing up, like I did listen to like a lot of Disney movies or whatever, and I
Mhm.
think that Beauty and the Beast, I related a lot to Belle, because she was just like this smart girl that didn't really fit in, and she like was always looking around people and saying there must be more than this provincial life. Like, she was always like having like I'm I'm meant for something greater. I'm meant for
Yeah.
something goodness. And I felt like I really grew up feeling like that. Like I felt like I don't know if I'm supposed to live in Ohio. I don't think I'm meant for this. And so I moved to North Carolina for college. I met these guys and stuff, but like I always feel like I'm pushing for bigger. I'm pushing for better. I'm pushing for like what's next.
Mhm.
I'm always wanting to improve on myself and I don't know. I feel like maybe I do relate to Beauty and the Beast a little bit, I guess. I don't know. So maybe when I go into Europe, one of the things I'm looking forward to is also seeing a real life castle. I've never seen a real life
Ooh,
castle.
that'll be cool.
That would be cool. But yeah, I don't know. I think maybe that.
Yeah, those are good soundtracks. Thank you guys so much for taking the time, especially because you're on tour. So thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today.
Oh yeah, it was
course.
really nice to meet you.
Yeah, thank you for
You
having
too.
us.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Well, have a nice rest of your day.
You too.
You too. Bye.
Bye.